You've never heard style being talked about like this. I've never heard style being talked about like this, and I have been in the fashion industry for over 10 years now. And this is called the anchor point method. So the anchor point method is a method of getting dressed and styling that I have developed over the last few years as I've worked together with styling clients. To be honest, the first time I just said the word anchor point, it kind of like slipped out of my mouth in front of a client, and I said, oh, you need an anchor point to make this outfit make visual sense. And she said, could you explain that a little bit more? And I have been explaining it ever since. So hello, if I have not met you before, my name is Rebecca Rowe. I'm an education-led personal stylist. And so it just basically means that I have the worst business plan in the world because I give away most of what I teach for free. Now, that's not to say that there's no reason to work with me. Absolutely, if you would like to work with me, please let me know. But every day on my channel, I give tips and tricks on how to use anchor points to make dressing feel easier and so that you can leave the house feeling put together, because I believe that that is a human right. You should be able to get dressed on your own without the need of a stylist. So let's get into what an anchor point is and how to find it in your own closet. An anchor point is a hard element around your neck, around your waist, or around your feet. Now, a hard element can be a lot of different things. Basically, what I'm looking for is something that feels visually hard, something like metal. So earrings or necklaces, something that is stiff. So it could be more like a collar, it could be a scarf, a tie. I have seen it with bolo tie. Anything that we really wear around kind of from your chin or your ears down. Now, oftentimes what we'll see is people who have glasses. The glasses I find don't really count as an anchor point because usually they are not graphic enough to pull the attention up. In some cases, especially if you really like fun glasses, very vibrant glasses, those can work as a neck sort of anchor point, but really I try and isolate the anchor point to hit from the ear to around your collarbone. And this means that there's a lot of different interesting colors that can also work. The next anchor point is right around your waist. And so there's lots of different ways that we can do this type of anchor point, and it's with a belt, it's with tucking, it's with crops, it's with something that hits you at your natural waist. And so a natural waist is going to be where you hinge. So when you turn your body over to the side and bend over, that hinge point is your natural waist, and it's the part of your body that we want to highlight. Notice that I'm saying waist, I'm not saying female, I'm not saying male, because your waist is going to be different depending on your body composition. So if you have a more feminine gender lean, you might want to have raised the waist a little bit more to usually what people would like to say the smallest point of your body. It doesn't have to be the smallest point of your body, it does have to be where you hinge. That is the natural waist point. And then you have your feet. Now your feet is an interesting one because you can have a lot of fun with the visual anchor points at your feet. This can be boots, this can be leather shoes, this can be wooden shoes, this can also be metallic shoes. This can be something that draws a lot of attention down to your feet. The thing with a visual anchor point at your feet, it doesn't necessarily have to mean one of those big clod hopper shoes, as my dad would have called them. So they don't have to be chunky, they don't have to be sort of visually take up a lot of space, but they do have to pull the attention. Now there's a lot of different ways that we can use anchor points to pull attention, especially around your feet, but the color black is the biggest one that I see, and the biggest one that I see being misused. So black is a natural anchor point, especially if you don't have black anywhere else in the outfit. So if you're getting dressed in a fully colored outfit and you put a pair of black shoes, you might notice that the black feels very heavy and it will make the outfit feel wrong in some kind of way. In that case, it just means that the anchor point doesn't fit the aesthetic of the outfit. And now we're going to talk about aesthetics and building your own personal style in another video. So if you found this interesting, hit over into the next one and we'll talk about how to build your personal style in under 5 minutes.